They confuse my calm with letting things slide, but I'm not asleep, I'm just choosing my side. I feel the urge, I feel the heat, I just don't let it run me. Mildness lets the moment pass, self-control decides how long it lasts. I'm not shrinking, I'm in command, a steady heart, a measured hand. I don't silence what I feel, I regulate what's real. The same honest, this is self-control. I know my triggers, I know my soul. I don't explode just to feel whole. That's self-control, yeah, self-control. I don't react, I take the wheel. I choose my moves, I choose what's sealed. I stay intact under the load. That's self-control, yeah, self-control. In love, I don't cut when I'm hurt, I don't weaponize my words. I pause before I miscommunicate. Feelings felt, but I don't detonate. I don't chase, I don't withdraw. I speak clean truth without the war. I don't confuse passion with attack. Self-control keeps love intact. I let emotion speak, but I don't let it lead. Yeah, the same honest, this is self-control. I know my limits, I know my role. I don't self-destruct when tensions grow. That's self-control, yeah, self-control. I hold my ground, I keep my tone. I don't abandon myself for connection. I stay aligned, I stay composed. That's self-control, yeah, self-control. At work they test my patience daily. Passive-aggressive, smile shaky. I don't snap, I document. I move strategic, not emotional rent. I'm firm, I'm clear, I don't over-explain. I don't absorb other people's strain. Professional doesn't mean I'm cold, it means I'm practiced in self-control. Mildness avoids a fire, self-control walks through. Mildness keeps the quiet, control knows what silence can do. I don't know, I don't flee, I master me. Breathe, oh. The same honest, this is self-control. In my habits, thoughts and goals, I don't let impulse take control. That's self-control, yeah, self-control. I choose rest, I choose restraint. I choose growth over momentary gains. I'm disciplined, not disconnected. That's self-control, yeah, self-control. Self-control, yeah, self-control. Calm isn't weak, it's strength, power that learn how to stay. Steps off, baby. This ain't just a vibe, it's a sanctuary. You just walked into the Love Palace. Welcome to a Daily Dose of Dee. Wrap yourself in satin truth. This love ain't rushed, it's velvet smooth. Silk on your spirit, rose in your mouth. Let me show you what healing's really about. Ooh, she don't play with pleasure, nah. Only pours it where it's earned. Let it burn slow. A daily dose of Dee. Let the love run deep and free. One touch and you'll believe. She's the calm, she's the heat, she's the peace you need. Here in the Love Palace, where even broken ships sail smooth. Anchor down, baby, daily dose of Dee. Your prescription to feel seen. No refills, just show up and
Close your eyes for a second. Feel your breath. Listen to the rhythm of your heart. You ever notice how your heart doesn't rush unless something tells it to? It beats with the natural discipline, steady, patient, unfazed. Meanwhile, life throws lightning at us, and our emotions want to storm like thunder. But there's a gentleness inside you, a mildness that says, I don't have to respond to everything that calls my name. And deeper than that, there's a fire, a disciplined fire, self control. The kind of fire that doesn't burn you, it refines you. The kind of strength that doesn't scream, it simply stands. Today, we're not talking religion, we're not talking scripture, we're talking the everyday, real life, emotional intelligence, grown person ownership of your life. Mildness is the tone, self control is the training, and together they build a life you can trust yourself in. So take a deep breath again. Come on. Because today we step into the quiet power you've been carrying the whole time. Welcome to Daily Dose of Dee. Grand rising, grand afternoon, or grand evening, depending on what time of day you're watching Daily Dose of Dee. I am your host, Goddess D of Love. How's everybody doing today on this Friday? Yes, we have made it to Friday, everyone. Today is 2/6, 2026. Y'all tap in if y'all know. Okay? It is Friday. I'm happy that you have joined me here at Daily Dose of D. And today at Daily Dose of D, we're calling this Check Your Feelings Friday. Now, don't think negative, okay? Don't think negative because I said check. But sometimes we got to check our feelings for the benefit of us. Okay? So that's why it's Check Your Feelings Friday. Not for somebody else to check them. I'm talking about checking your personal feelings on this Friday. So, with that being said, the word of the day, words. We got two words of the day are mildness versus self control. Mildness is the lack of intensity. Now, self control, the ability to control one's emotions and desires, especially in difficult situations. And let's not forget the quote of the day. You self control, knowing I can't, you can, but deciding you won't. Self control is knowing you can, but deciding you won't. So we're going to get right into our title. Our title today is The Art of Control. hmm So, with these two words of the day, I really want to start focusing mostly on self control, but because they work interchangeable, which is what I'm going to talk about. So, into the internal mechanics of self, of how we govern ourselves, right? We have the term mildness and self control. And these often get tossed around in like the spiritual circles, right? Or religious circles. We are looking at them today through a pure psychological and practical lens to help you master everyday life. When you hear the word mildness, that often gets confused with weakness, passivity, silence, or even just being a pushover. But mildness, people, is opposite. Mildness is your composure, the quality of being gentle, moderate, and tranquil in one's behavior. It's the absence of harshness or intensity, representing a person's ability to interact with the world without being abrasive. It's the emotional thermostat you set before you walk into the world. It's the ability to communicate without being hostile, to protect your peace without raising your blood pressure, okay? And to assert boundaries without turning it into a battlefield. Mildness is the art of saying, I don't have to match your chaos. I respect myself too much to lose myself. The origin of the word mal, it traces back to ideals of calmness, gentleness, and a very serene temperament. It's emotional softness with mental strength behind it. Mildness isn't about making yourself small. It's about refusing to let situations shrink your character. Now, let's talk about that self control. We're under self control. That's the heavy weight of the conversation. Self control is the capacity to direct yourself. It's not natural, it's actually cultivated. You learn it through trials, mistakes, reflection, and maturity. So the origin of the concept ties to self governance, discipline, restraint, and mastery. It's the internal muscle you build to protect your long term life from your short term impulses. Self control is not about denying your humanity at all, it's about managing your humanity so your future isn't sabotaged by the present moment. Both mildness and self control are forms of strength, but they operate differently. Mildness is the energy you give off. Self control is the engine running behind the scene. Let me say the difference again. Mildness is the energy that you give to the people, that you give off, whatever energy you giving off. Self control is what's running behind all that. So, the key difference between the two lies in their direction. Mildness is a temperature or a flavor or a personality. It describes how you move through the world. Now, self control, it's a functional tool. It is the power you use to stay on your chosen path. You can be a very intense, high energy person who still possesses incredible self control, just as you can be a mild mannered but struggle with discipline to finish what you start. Mildness, excuse me, y'all. Mildness is the external expression. Self control is the inner process. Mildness is how your present feels to others. Self control is how your choices feel to yourself. Mildness is about emotional poise, and self control is behavioral discipline. Imagine this. Someone raise their voice at you in public. I know, because I have to gather myself together too. When that happens, mildness is the steady, unshaken tone you respond with. But that self control, that self control is the decision that happens inside your mind. The moment you say, I will not let this person pull me out my character. hmm Or imagine cravings, eating that extra slice of pizza, or spending money you don't have, calling someone you know is not good for your spirit. Mildness won't help you there. Mm-mm. That ain't gonna help you. That especially when you know you want to really call somebody and you like, mildness is not gonna help you. But you know what help you? Self control. Self control is the daily discipline of choosing what builds you rather than what drains you. Mildness affects your interaction with the world. Self control affects how you navigate your world. See, control says, self control says, what do I want most? Not what do I want to do right now. So take a second, reflect. Think about one area where you react without thinking. Just hold it gently. Don't judge it. Just notice it. And I'll see you in a moment right after these messages.
What does self-control really mean? It means you don't let the moment decide for you. You feel the urge, you notice it, and you choose anyway. That's self-control.
Mindfulness is the practice of being able to focus on what is occurring in the present moment without judgment. Our minds are so overstimulated and we're constantly thinking, either thinking about things we need to get done or thinking about things that have hurt us. Often if we're thinking back into the past, it can prompt feelings of depression. If we're thinking too far into the future, it can prompt feelings of anxiety. So this lack of discipline in the brain ping-pongs us back and forth. And mindfulness is the practice of being able to be in the present moment without other thought, without judgment. It helps relax the body. It helps us have control over our thoughts and allows us to enjoy the present moment. So mindfulness is really about restructuring the brain as the muscle that it is. And it's linked to neuroplasticity, which I'll talk more about in another video. But mindfulness is the ability to bring yourself to the present moment without judgment, to be able to ease anxiety. It's an amazing therapy and there's many ways that you can do it, so follow along if you want those tips.
She don't rush when she step in. She don't rush when she step in. She let the room lean in. Roots deep, yeah, she grounded. Still fly when she move with them. Plants on the altar, smoke in the air. She been healing while she right here. She don't chase what's ready. She aligned and it appear. No, why? Mind right, body, body, loose spirit, talk when she move. Holistic royalty like cows. She don't say much, you can't tell. Holistic royalty, she move well. Mind, body, spirit, all in sync, she well. Holistic royalty like cows. She don't say much.
Welcome back, everybody. Guess what happened today? We had something amazing happen today. Holistic Royalty by Kels did her meditation, and guess what? It's just not this yoga that you see. She did some bed yoga. So if you want to do it before you get up in the morning or before you go to bed, this is bed yoga, y'all. I am so proud of my cousin. Yes, that's my cousin. I'm so proud of her. So make sure you tap into Holistic Royalty by Kels. Like, share, and subscribe. She has a meditation that you do. And then right after that, she has the bed yoga. Tap into Holistic Royalty by Kels. Okay? Now, family, I hope you're still here with me. Because if you are, we're about to get a little personal, right? We're about to take this conversation to the heart. Because that's what we do here at the Love Palace at Daily Dose of Dee. So, on this subject, I compared mildness versus self control and gave the difference. But the rest of this topic, I really want to talk about self control on Check Your Feelings Friday. Okay? Because self control is built on six core characters. Six characters, okay? That shape how you move through life. You have emotional regulation. It's the ability to acknowledge your feelings without being consumed by them. You know, I love to speak about emotional regulation because that's one I continue to work on and will continue to work on. Because you know what? Sometimes we get in our feelings, and guess what we got to do? And another word for emotional regulation is check your feelings. It's saying, I feel this, but I won't drown in this. Impulse management. That's that pause that I like to talk about. And I also do this a lot too because I got to be pausing before, man, y'all know y'all got to pause before you start popping off or even pause before you have a difficult conversation. And even on if you're not upset, just pausing just to get your thoughts together because that's self control. The sacred space between the feeling and the action, impulse management. The pause is where your power lives. Y'all hear me? That's where all the power lives, people, in that pause. Delayed gratification is the maturity to say, I'll take the long term reward over the short term comfort. It's the blueprint for success in health, relationships, finances, and goals. Focus. Focus is what helps you stay connected to your purpose when distractions start tempting you. You got to get your focus on. You might have start getting distracted. When I tell you I have to focus on this one, you see how I did that? Focus on doing my daily dose of D, learning how to focus in life. Because especially when you're in a corporate world setting, you are pulled in so many directions, right? So with being a leader in the corporate world, I had to multitask and do so many things at once. But once I got out of that, I had to really learn how to focus on the task at hand. And sometimes it's a little bit more difficult than other, but focus can really help you. Accountability. That's of course owning your action, choices and consequences without blaming others. When you take accountability, you are saying, "Oh, you know what, girl?" Or you know what, my bad, sir. Or you know what, man, I didn't know that I did that. I apologize. I take accountability for making you feel that way. I take accountability for the things I said. Take accountability without blaming it on the person over here. You also need restraint. Restraint is discipline, of holding back when acting out would only hurt you. Let me say that again. Restraint is the discipline of holding back when acting out is only going to hurt yourself, baby. So now, there are the 5 C's of self discipline. There's clarity. Clarity is going to give you the direction to do the right thing. Without clarity, discipline has nothing to serve. You hear that? Without clarity, discipline means nothing. Then you got to commit. You got to have commitment. Commitment is agreement you make with yourself when nobody's watching, just like integrity. You have consistency. It's the daily grind that transforms you, the daily will to have that self control, to be able to have emotional regulation. You do this not just one time, but this is a daily thing that's going to help you transform to get this self control. Huh. You got to have courage. Courage is the emotional backbone to push you through that discomfort, and control is practical application. It's your ability to guide your own behavior. So let me say those again. There's clarity, there's commitment, there's consistency, there's courage, and there's control. The 5 C's of discipline. There's also different types. We got to understand the 4 types of self control because they are different types of self control. And once you see these types, it allows you to see where you might be leaking in energy. Okay? So you have physical self control. This is going to govern your body's impulses, like eating that extra cookie deed, eating them chips at 2 in the morning, right? Or sleep patterns, getting more sleep, cravings, and habits. These are all physical self control, a form of control. And this is the physical one, I should say. Now, we have that emotional self control. Woo, y'all. That emotional one governs your reaction. It's the tone of your voice, the timing of your response, and the intensity of your feeling. hmm Emotional self control. This is going to govern all your reactions, how you talk, how you respond, and how you feel. Okay? Then you have cognitive self control. It's about directing your thoughts, keeping your mind from spiraling out of control. Cognitive self control is directing your thoughts so your mind doesn't go spiraling out of control. This is one that a lot of therapists or psychologists do talk about. Is this cognitive self control because it's actually about the mind directing your thoughts in a proper way, and like I said, keeping them from going out of control. Then you have the environmental self control. This is adjusting to your surroundings so you don't constantly have to fight temptation. That might mean social media. If you're working on having self control and you're in an environment where it's hostile and nothing but arguing and cussing and calling people B words and meet me and all this, uh, you need to get out of that environment. You need to have the self control to be able, and if you are in environments around that, you can either leave or learn how to adjust that. I would suggest just leave, right? Emotional self control. So you don't have to constantly fight temptation. Because when you're in surroundings that are hard, sometimes it's even harder not to get involved in them. So the 4 types of Self-control, physical, emotional, cognitive, and environment. So, self-control has power. Did you know that self-control has power? Self-control lacks 7 major powers that can transform your entire life. What I'm telling you, you wanted some superpowers? Well, self control has a lot of them powers. The first power is emotional stability. When you have self control, you stop being tossed around by the winds of your feelings, not everybody else's, your feelings. That's why it's called self control. You gain the ability to remain calm in situations designed just to provoke you. There's situations people do just to provoke you. They keep poking the bear, they keep poking the bear, they keep poking the bear. But when you have the power of emotional stability, you'll be like, you know what, they ain't even phasing me. I know that was designed directly for me, but my emotional stability is in control right now, and I have the power. Okay? You have the power of relational strength. You become more trustworthy, more patient, more consistent. People begin to feel safe around you. You communicate with respect and without harm, and you respond thoughtfully rather than out of pain. Ooh, relational. Did I say relational? Relational strength. I probably did relational strength. Okay, I corrected myself. That's the way you deal with people. Like I said, you become more patient. People begin to feel safe around you. That's one of your powers. That relational strength. hmm That's one of your superpowers. Another one is clarity. Discipline clears the mind. When you aren't constantly cleaning up the consequences of impulsive decision, your vision becomes sharper. It's not all cloudy anymore. You begin to clear it out because you don't have to go clean up mistakes or decisions that you make. Your vision becomes sharp. You have the power of clarity. With that power, another one you have is confidence. Real confidence doesn't come from, hold on, let me get let me get ready for you on this one. This one for you. Real confidence doesn't come from looks, money, or talent. It comes from self-trust. When you depend on yourself to follow through, you walk differently, baby. The power is confidence. Confidence in yourself. And when you have that self-confidence, nothing can stop you from the way you walk. You're going to walk differently. You're going to feel differently. And you might be like, hey, I look good today. But it's not based on the money or the talent or the looks. It's about self trust. And another power. Better health. Simple as that. Self control influences everything from eating habits to rest to stress levels. Your emotional, mental, and physical health improve because discipline reduces self inflicted stress. The power of better health. When you have self control, you're going to have self control. Like I said, eating that extra cookie. I love cookies, so that's why I keep mentioning them. Right? When you have self control, your stress levels are down. Because you know what? The stress levels is going to put your heart rate down. Your blood pressure is not going to be high. Your emotional and mental physical health improve because you have the power of better Him. The last one. Now, this one here, this power is long term success. Self control is the foundation of every achievement, whether it be financial growth, education, career advancement, emotional healing, fitness, your creativity, maybe even starting a business. Discipline builds what motivation can't sustain. Let me say that again. That seventh power is the long term success, that discipline that's going to build what motivation can't sustain. Okay, family, let's go ahead and take that deep breath that we learned from Holistic Royalty by Kales in through our nose, out the mouth. Think about the superpowers we have, the self control types, and everything I just talked about. And which one means the most to you? Just do a reflection. Don't have no shame. Don't believe like Goddess D, here she go again, because I'm working on it myself too. Do this without shame. Just have a quick reflection. And I'll see you right back here, right after these messages.
The greatest power is to be self-controlled, to be able to train the mind and energy to focus it exactly where you want it and when you want it to be. You are completely detached and undeterred from external ups and downs. You're able to navigate anything that seems tough, challenging, fun, excitement with the same amount of being equipoised and balanced and equanimity, without being too excited in pleasure or being too depressed in pain.
Yeah, let's move it out now. Big relentless up in this. It's Big Mouthpiece. Oh, you ain't know. That ain't love, that's like hatred. Come on, brother. Why you niggas still on fake shit? Come on, brother. How you black, but you a racist? Come on, brother. She sleeping with a twin husband, see this tasteless. Come on, sister. Time to take it back to the king queen shit. Come on, sister. Time to take it back to the king queen shit. Come on, brother. It's time to take it back to the king queen shit. Come on, brother. It's time to take it back. Come on, it's time to emergency. Time to get moving with urgency. Big Mouthpiece back to get this shit sold up like surgery. Shout out to DJ King Miller and all those that work in the church. Can't waste no time, we better do it in a hurry. Set a date at 9 or probably even 9:30. Why they so quick to talk down but slow to show love to me? Quick to eat off the table but won't plan me, want something for me. I gave them my open arms, now they acting like they don't know me. I need some direction, that's when Queen Money Tide told me. Focus on the bag, all that nonsense is below me. So turn me up, don't be shady, press that like up for me. Hey, you can't look down on your brother, I used to swipe from the corner store cause I was hungry. Instead of respecting my grind, how you go throw shade on me? Big brother hate my guts, tryna chop off my feet, but I am not Toby. Haters be praying on my downfall, but be acting like we homies. That ain't love, that's like hatred. Come on, bro. Why you niggas still on fake shit? Come on, bro. How you black, but you a racist? Come on, bro. She sleeping with a twin husband, see that's tasteless. Come on, sister. Time to take it back to the king.
Welcome back, loves. Make sure you tune in tomorrow, Saturday afternoon. We back again. He's back again. Guess who's back? Hey, Mouthpiece is back this Saturday afternoon to Come On, Brother. Man, we have a really good time over there. Saturday afternoon, hit the notification button so you know it's 2-ish, 3-ish. Just if you hit the notification button, it's coming. You'll see it, right? So come on, brothers, come on, sisters, come on, everybody to Big Mouthpiece this Saturday. See you there. Okay, family. We are going to get into the next layer. The next layer of this self-control, and that is habits, why is the lack of it, and what poor self-control looks like. We got to talk about it. We got to talk about it all, the good and the bad, because there's duality over here at Daily Dose of Dee, right? So, the three habits that strengthen self control, of course, is awareness, right? Paying attention to your patterns without running from them. Because, we have a tendency to see the patterns and know that we have the patterns and be like, that's just the way I am, or don't even address them. We run away totally. The pattern be right here, and you running over here, running over there, instead of paying attention to your patterns without running. You start noticing why you react a certain way and why certain people trigger you, why you procrastinate, and why you overspend, or why you respond emotionally. Awareness gives you the opportunity to choose differently. Then we have regulation. It keeps coming up because this is important. Regulation is the ability to calm yourself in real time. Deep, briefly, stepping away, grounding yourself, asking questions like, is this worth my peace or my time or my energy? Regulation softens your impulses long enough for you to make a healthier, wiser, better decision. Okay? Intentional action. It's the commitment to act with purpose. You don't do things because you do things because they align with your goal, not because they satisfy the moment. You begin to make decisions with your future self in mind. A lack of self control comes from many places. It could be your emotional overload, mhm, inconsistent routine, unresolved trauma. You never healed from your trauma, avoiding discomfort, poor sleep, chaotic environment, or just never being taught practical discipline. You weren't born undisciplined. You simply grew up in an environment that didn't teach you regulation. Poor self control looks like lashing out, overreacting, overspending, overeating, and just plain shutting down. Quitting everything when it's hard. And you're breaking promises to yourself. You're seeking validation from others or avoiding responsibility. It looks like constantly repairing damage that didn't need to happen. All right, family. Let's just take all that in and take a deep breath. It's okay. It's okay. I'm not going to hold you too much longer, but Goddess D is going to offer how you can train yourself into self control. How to train yourself into self control. Because training yourself to be self control is much like you training a muscle or for something that you're about to do if you're an athlete. You begin with environmental design, which means removing temptation from your immediate sight. So you don't have to use willpower at all. You then practice those micro habits, such as making your bed or resisting a small snack D to build willpower stamina. Stamina. Cognitive reframing is also essential. Viewing discomfort as a sign of growth, then rather the stop signal. hmm Viewing the discomfort when things start to get discomfort, or we don't like that, or I don't like this, and I don't like how that made me feel, we tend to just stop. but use that as a way of growth. Regular meditation and adequate sleep are the biological foundations that keep your executive brain online and ready to make tough calls. Self control is not built in one big decision, it's built in hundreds of small ones. You train yourself by starting with small habits that strengthen discipline. Create some daily routines that give your mind structure. Gratify, gratitude. hmm But then you're going to delay that gratification that you want instantly. But you are going to have gratification intentionally. Wait 5 minutes before you react. That's when it's good or bad situation. Before responding or before indulging. Remove temptations from your environment. Disconnect from people who drain your discipline. Practice finishing something simple every day. Mhm. You also train yourself by just slowing down. I had to learn this. I was a fast pace. I gotta do this, I gotta do that, fast pace. And I'm still learning to slow down because I have those type of brains that think of so many things at once. And I'm not ashamed to admit that. So sometimes you even hear me on a live say, D, slow down. hmm Train yourself by slowing down. Self control lives in the pause. Before reacting, ask yourself, is it worth the cost? Before arguing, ask, is this aligned with my future? Before spending, ask, do I want this or do I just want relief? The more you honor the promise to make you make to yourself, the more disciplined you become, the more disciplined you become, the more disciplined, no, the more peaceful your life becomes. So, here's some quotes I want you to think about. Some quotes about self control that you could take with you today that I'm offering. Self control is choosing your future over your impulses. The moment you pause instead of react, you reclaim your power. Discipline is the highest form of self respect. Your emotions are valid, but your reactions are optional. And the last quote I want to leave you today, when you master yourself, the world can no longer move you. Okay, Love Palace family. Let me leave you with these words today on Check Your Feelings Friday. Mm-hmm. We checking our feelings, meaning we having some emotional regulation. Don't take that personal. We just checking ourselves, checking our feelings on this Friday. So before you go, I want you to just feel your chest or check your surroundings. You're not built for chaos. You're built for clarity. You're not meant to be tossed around by every mood, trigger, or person who doesn't know who you are. You are meant to be rooted, steady. Remember, mildness or being mild is enough to stay peaceful. But that strength, strong enough to stay disciplined. There's a version of you that's just waiting, a version that doesn't want to rush into regret, that doesn't answer every provocation, that doesn't need validation to feel whole. There's a version who respects themselves enough to choose the long game, to honor the boundaries, to build habits that love them right back. See, you don't get the version by chance. You build it. And you know what you build it with? With intention, brick by brick, habit by habit, choice by choice. And every choice, you become someone you trust. Self control is not perfection, it's progress, it's presence, it's maturity growing inside of you. So choose yourself right here, right now, today. Choose the future you want today. And remember, the quietest person in the room is often the one with the greatest power. Not because they lack emotional or not because they not speaking loud, but because they've mastered it. Whew, y'all. I want to thank everybody for coming to Daily Dose of Dee on Check Your Feelings Friday. I checked mine. Check yours. Emotional regulation. If anybody is gonna check their feelings or check themselves, it should be you. That's why it's called self-control, right? Self-discipline, because it's about you. So have a good Friday. Thank you for coming to the Love Palace. And peace and love to everyone. I appreciate everyone that has been tuning in. I had a little theme going on. If you know, you know. If you don't know, go back and start from the beginning. And you might see there's a little theme to this, but I'll put my own Daily Dose of Dee twist on it for you. Thank you for coming to Daily Dose of Dee, everybody. Shout out to the replay game. Shout out to my family, to the COC, my other family, to the network. And shout out to you supporters that come and support me and subscribers every day. I like calling you supporters better than subscribers. Everyone have a wonderful weekend. If you get in that cold weather, stay warm. If you get in that cold weather, you might want to order you some tea from Holistic Royalty by Kels. Yeah. Or if you have an achy bones, you might want to go get that pain nerve reboot pain salve that Shamaka has on shamakaessentials.com. Okay. Make sure you tap in to Big Mouthpiece tomorrow, Saturday afternoon. I will see you there. Have a safe weekend. Peace and love.
Happy Valentine's Day. Be on the lookout for a Valentine's special on JamaicaEssentials.com.
The petite 9x6 Valentine box opens to a cobalt and silver collection, a 3-ounce body spray with silver atomizer, a 4-ounce tin of whipped
Calm, a cooling aromatherapy spray with notes of sea salt and lavender, a smooth ocean blue soap that shimmers like water, rich body moisture that sinks right in, and a grounding bracelet with...
Inside the premium 10x8 Valentine box, every element is chosen to pamper. A 4-ounce body spray and an 8-ounce body wash.
A cobalt blue aromatherapy spray with a silver pump carrying our Royal Azure fragrance. There's a whipped hydrating body moisture, matching body wash, also in Royal Azure.
Yeah, we shine, nothing less. Drip so divine, body magic in the air. She make her got the vibe.
The lesson for today is self-control. See, we're not letting nobody control our emotions. We're not giving nobody the satisfaction of making us act out of character, okay? We're not giving nobody that power over us, because when we do that, when we give them what they're looking for, we're giving them power over us, and we're not doing it. We're going to be determined to have a good day. We're going to be determined to have a peaceful day, and we're not allowing nobody to come in our space and get our feathers ruffled, okay? So today's lesson is self-discipline, self-control. Don't let nobody fuck up your day, okay? You have the ultimate say-so on how your day goes, so don't let nobody fuck up your day. Bottom line. Somebody to tell y'all might as well be me. We not letting nobody fuck up our day.
Love like she don't just love, she heals and keep. Let go, let flow. Daily dose of Dee. In the land free. In the love palace, ships dock even key. Yeah, we got the time. God is deep. Whispering back when your heart needs reminding. D is divine, D is daily, D is love, a daily